you today with a tutorial for the E7 chord, E7. So E7 chord is a little bit tricky. I love it. I love what it sounds like, but it's a tricky chord. And I'm going to teach that to you today. It's not a bar chord, at least. It could be worse. Bar chords, I think, are way harder, but it is a little bit tricky. And you do see this one in some songs that are in the key of C. So, even though I'm teaching it kind of late in the game here, it is a chord that's used in a couple really popular songs, actually, and I'll give you an example of that shortly. Now, I don't have my dots for E7 chord. I am like, look how crazy this is. I have just run out of space on this thing for my dots, but these are super helpful in the beginning when you're just learning muscle memory and you're trying to figure out where stuff goes and just remember what color is what. But I'm going to put the E7 graphic up on the screen. All right, so here's the thing about E7. All right. So you're putting your ring finger on the second fret of your A string, which is the one closest to the floor if you're playing, kind of playing in playing position. It's right next to where you would go for C chord. You have to move up one, all right? Then you skip the E string altogether, so you're not playing the next string at all. That's open. Then your middle finger has to come down also on the second fret, but of the C string here, G, C, and then your pointer finger is going to come down on the first fret of the G string, first fret of the G string, and if you strum it, that's what it sounds like. So it's E7. Now, if you're not getting the sound that you want, just quick troubleshooting. Usually it is for a couple of really common reasons. One, you're playing flat-fingered. You really have to come up on the tips of your fingers. You really want to play. So you can see I still have lines on my fingers when I play. They don't hurt anymore, but I get lines. You want to be playing on the tips of your fingers. That means your nails need to be short. Sorry, but you just can't play some of these if you got nails. Got to clip those nails, okay? So you want to be on the tips of your fingers, and you want to make sure you're not blocking any of the strings, and also you want to make sure that you're pressing down into the fretboard. You don't want to just gently set your fingers down. Once they're in position, you want to push them down. There should be a line mark in your fingers if you're pushing down with the right amount of pressure. So that's what it sounds like. 7 chords always sort of sound unfinished because they're meant to be like traveling chords where you go in between a chord to a 7 chord and then you resolve it. One of the songs that uses E7, and it's just really effective, is Hallelujah. The famous song Hallelujah. The baffled king composing Hallelujah. They always throw that E7 chord in there. Also, it's used in Over the Rainbow, which is probably the most famous ukulele song ever. They use that E7 in the introduction and in the conclusion of that song. So it's one of those things that you just kind of want to know it and know how to play it. So let's try it again. I'm going to put the chord graphic. We're going to just put our fingers. Third finger is going to come here, second fret, right next door to where you would put it for C. You're going to come up one. All right. Then you're going to take your middle finger, skip the second string, skip over to your C string. So this E string here is empty, open. First finger is going to come down on the very first fret of the G string. And then you're going to, okay. And then what you want to do, like you do with any new chord, is practice it in succession of where you want to go. If it's in a song, okay, look at what chord comes before it, look at what chord comes after it, and practice those 3 chords. So if you're going from an A minor, let's say, or, all right, let's try this. Let's do a G chord. Okay, so let's say we're going to start on a G chord, and then you're going to go to E7. That's the progression for Hallelujah. So, you're going to start on a G chord. Let's say that was the chord that came first. And then you had to go to E7 and then to A minor. That's going to be the one we're going to use for today. All right, so because that's the Hallelujah progression. You have to go from a G to an E7 to an A. So let's go ahead and get in G chord position. Put your fingers in G. Strum that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your fingers into E7 position. Take all the time you need. Don't rush it. Get there. Play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then A minor, which we love. 1 finger. 1, 4. And keep playing that progression, whatever it might be, until you can play those 3 chords pretty easily, one right after the other. Then you know you're ready to do it with the song. So, like I said, E7, you will see that pop up. You will see that pop up in some beginning songs that are in the key of C, so you just want to know how to play it. Hopefully this helped. I'm going to keep putting these up, but thank you guys so much for tuning in and subscribing to my channel and letting me help you learn this amazing, super fun, awesome instrument. Thanks again. Have a great day.